Obviously, I thought we played pretty well, specifically defensively. I think this group understands and embraces the importance of that end of the floor, and I thought did a lot of really good things. It was good to get some guys some experience and continue to grow. I don't know how sounds like the halftime with Coach Ryan went really well. Thumbs up from all of them. Okay, good. So I know spending some time with him this afternoon, he was pretty touched by with the medallion in the concourse, and then the tribute here tonight. So hopefully our defensive effort he approved of. So questions?
Jeff?
Craig, a coach and a coaching staff can talk about the importance of defense until they're blue in the faces, but the players, like you said, have to embrace it. Who sets the tone on this team in the locker room saying, yeah, he's right, we need to defend?
Yeah, I think they've all set the tone. I think it starts with your point guard because of the pressure Chucky can put on the ball. And obviously between the two of them, 7 steals between him and Lauren. So I think that's where it starts, but you have to have everybody else too. I mean, the communication and working together in the ball screens, the ability to help each other when there is a breakdown, to cover for each other. So this group understands that it takes all of us. And I think I've said before, our strength is in our numbers, and it's not a cliche that we have to be all in this together. And from 1 through 17. That was what we talked about at halftime, let's not step off, take our foot off the gas here, specifically defensively. Let's sustain it, and I thought we did a decent job through the second 20.
Evie?
You mentioned the fact of getting experience in this game. How important is putting guys like Gard, Marcus Silver, Jordan Davis, when you have athletes? How important is it for them to get on the court?
It's very important. I mean, to get some live action. They put a lot of work in. Everybody works extremely hard on this team. Weight room, all the effort they put in the off season. So to reward them and also help them grow. I mean, that's 3 young guys. We talked about Chucky Hepburn making his first start as a freshman. But we also have Johnny Davis and Stephen Crowell made their first starts too on Tuesday night. So for all these guys to be able to get minutes, to get experience, I think in the long run, hopefully will only help us.
Go ahead. You talked a little bit about Stephen Crowell. What are the areas of his game that you think he's really grown the most this past year?
He's so cerebral with the game. He understands it on both ends of the floor. And I said it a year ago when we were preparing in the tournament for North Carolina, we were working on some post-trap things defensively, and we had a hard time with him. He really picked us apart, and you could just see through his freshman year that the game comes very natural to him. He's very instinctive, but he also has now picked up some things defensively, and that's a hard position to learn when you're in that many ball screens, but he's done a good job of really kind of understanding the concepts and growing, and he understands when he does it well, and he understands what he needs to improve upon, and when there's a misstep, he comprehends that and points it out right away. So I just like his IQ and his moxie and his knowledge of the game.
Obviously, you guys are going to play bigger, more athletic teams, but 18 offensive rebounds tonight, 15 the other night. Those types of numbers don't happen by accident. You only hit that total once all of last season. What are you seeing from your guys and really just collective effort on the offensive glass too? Because you got guards ripping down a couple of those per game as well.
Yeah, it's effort. I mean, you can talk about rebounding technique and the how-to, and we've worked a lot on. We probably emphasize rebounding with this group just because of the newness and the youthfulness of it, of them as a whole. So we've worked a lot on it on both ends, offensively and defensively, and my staff has done a great job of teaching it and really pointing out some of the finer points. But the how-to is one thing, but then you have to have an effort and a willingness to go. And like I said, that's been extremely impressive that these guys, they give multiple efforts on possessions.
Amy in the back.
Can you touch on your starting backcourt production, Chucky, Brad, Johnny, and what they bring both offensively and defensively in this game specifically?
Well, we're 11 for 29, so we'll have to shoot it better as a whole, as a group. But that may be some of the reason why we have 18 offensive rebounds. We shot 32%. There's a lot to go get. No, I think those three guys, obviously, I think they all play off one another. And what I mean by that is Brad, obviously, is the elder statesman. He has a lot of experience. Johnny brings something a little different with his athleticism and length. And then Chucky, being, even though he's a freshman, I said Tuesday that, freshmen now have so much more experience before they ever get to college, just the environments they're in. So I think they all bring something a little bit different, and they all complement each other pretty well. And I think the connection, the synergy, I just hear what they say to each other, and you can tell they're connected. And they're not afraid to hold each other accountable, and they talk it over really well. So it's just, like I said, the chemistry and the camaraderie of this group is growing and getting better and better each day. So that's a big part of making a team the best it can be, is that everybody has to be on the same page, and those guys are doing a very good job of, from the tip, of setting the tone in our backcourt.
Brad was in here, he talked a lot about this summer he worked quite a bit on his shooting. I'm curious, you being his coach and having been around him for so long, do you see something different with his shooting this year, or is it just that he just continues to just have that confidence and makes
Yeah, he's very confident, and he puts a lot of time in. He's in the gym early in the morning. I think he has a 6 a.m. routine. He's in here at 7. He's in 500 shots a day, even during the season, plus what we do in practice. And we started this year charting every single shooting drill we do, and he's shooting it even in drills at an unbelievable rate. And I know you say, okay, that's with no defense on you, but then we get in a 5-on-5 and it translates. But he just puts a lot of time in. In order to be a good shooter, it's a lot of work, and you got to continue to work at it and fine tune it and stay the course, and not get discouraged if you have a rough night, because he's had some rough nights, and hopefully they don't have any, but odds are it's probably going to happen at some point. Just stay confident in what you're doing, but he works at it, and I think that's the biggest thing. He definitely has paid a price and puts a lot of time into making himself a good shooter.